All right, we have news today in Ninerland. Let's hit that. The Niners cut Ty Davis Price and signed Logan Ryan. Raj, give me your assessment of this. I mean, obviously they needed to, to add a defensive back, but man, I'm looking at that 2022 draft. It was Drake Jackson in round 2, Ty Davis Price in round 3,
Yeah.
Danny Gray in round 3. He's still on the team. Spencer Burford in round 4. He started at right guard. Samuel Womack in round 5. He's still there. Got a lot of potential. Nick Sikel in round 6. He's on the IR, done for the year. Kalia Davis in round 6. He just got his first sack of his career. Tariq Castro Fields was cut. He's no longer there. And pick number 262 in round 7, Brock Purdy. I mean, that draft you'd give an A to, and yet look at those. The Niners had 1, 2, 3 picks in the first 3 rounds. And right now they've got Danny Gray, Ty Davis Price, and Drake Jackson out of those 3 picks. Wow. Give me your assessment of the news of the day that Ty Davis Price is gone. Does it surprise you at all?
Yeah, so I mean, based off that, honestly, if Brock Purdy hadn't been drafted and panned out the way he has, it's probably one of the worst drafts I've seen in a long time. I mean, Kalia Davis is finally starting to roll around. I like Womack's potential, but they're still developing, they're still learning. But those first 3 picks, Drake Jackson, he hasn't lived up to his second round billing. He got injured. Ty Davis Price, man, this is just another third round running back that Kyle Shanahan drafted and overvalued. He does better in drafting running backs in the 7th round and undrafted. He gets these undrafted gems. We've seen many, many, many times. JaMycal Hasty, Matt Breida. We've seen Elijah Mitchell. All these guys, Raheem Mostert, all these guys that come out of nowhere, pretty much. Jeff Wilson Jr., all those guys were so much better than the third round guys that they had. It's unfortunate for TDP because it was a position where, honestly, if you're going to cut someone, you can cut a running back because you have CMC. He's an MVP candidate. Elijah Mitchell's been solid when he's in, and Jordan Mason's been solid when he's in. So really, TDP was the low man on the totem pole. It's unfortunate for him, but the release makes sense because he's not going to sit there and see the field. He's been a inactive player for the last several weeks. He's been, relegating to basically going to practice and not even seeing the field. It's unfortunate for the guy. He has talent, but the 49ers have really good running backs, and CMC's too good. You're not going to take anybody's spot, in this running back field where it's set. Kyle's really stubborn about his running backs, and I like the move. Logan Ryan, he's a solid veteran. He's not going to be an elite guy, in any sense of the word, but he's a good veteran. Jair Brown is a young safety. He's being molded because he's the future of this team. Obviously, Hufanga and Odom are injured, and they'll come in, when they need to come back, they'll be, healthy and everything. But Jair Brown, he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and to flank him with Gibson and Logan Ryan in the locker room, 2 really good veterans, 2 guys that have been in the league for over 10 years each. Logan Ryan's a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots, a guy that Belichick loved. I like it. Again, he's not going to come in and have to be an elite starter. He can start in a pinch. He can play special teams. He's going to be good quality depth. And at this point in the season, it's really hard to get solid, contributions from anybody in free agency. So I thought it was a good signing. And it did make sense to me that they had to get rid of a running back. And again, TDP, low man on the totem pole. But moving forward, Kyle Shanahan better not draft any running backs in the 3rd round, or I'm going to be sick to my stomach, Larry.
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, there's some good running backs in this draft. I like Blake Corum from Michigan. I like the kid Estime from Notre Dame quite a bit. They're like, 3rd, 4th round guys. But man, wait till the end. Wait till the end. Go get Ulysses Bentley or somebody like that out of Ole Miss, or I mean, there's a bunch of good running backs that will be involved, around late. No more 3rd round backs. I agree. I mean, it's just, their track record is terrible. They have now, Mason's a hell of a back. He can't even get on the field. I think Ty Davis Price had a good camp, but it's like he can't get on the field, and it's unfortunate that they had to cut him loose. But he's got good power. He runs with good power. He's got decent speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he does something else elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's they needed another veteran defensive back, and when anybody went out this week, Isaiah Oliver was the player that came on the field, and maybe Logan Ryan now jumps ahead of Isaiah Oliver. He's got experience on special teams. He can play corner. He can play safety. He's versatile. It also could be a sign that Eric Harris, who they just signed, maybe is not up to the task. He played 14 plays on special teams this last week. And maybe they're looking for somebody who could fill George Odom's shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, you can never have enough really veteran, solid defensive backs if you're making a run for a Super Bowl title. And it's unfortunate that Ty Davis Price had to be cut loose because I think he's got some talent, but Logan Ryan clearly will help the 49ers. How confident are you that the Niners are going to get that number 1 seed?
I'm starting to become very confident. I know if Philadelphia loses to the Cowboys this weekend, Larry, I don't think the 49ers are losing a game the rest of the season. They're gonna
run the table. The Niners are gonna run the table.
They'll beat the Ravens. The Ravens is the hardest matchup they got. It's a good matchup. It's a tough one, but it's in Levi Stadium, and I think the edge will be with the Niners because that crowd's going to be rocking. It's Christmas. They're not losing in front of the fans in Christmas. It'd be a very disappointing Christmas. I think they're going to have a lot of energy.
So what's left? It's Seattle at home this week. Then it's at Cardinals, which will be almost like a home game. Then it's home against Ravens on Christmas night on ABC national TV.
Yeah.
Best running game in the game. Then they play at the Commanders, and they finish with the Rams on January the 7th.
Yeah.
And those play the Commanders on New Year's Eve day.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve day. It's going to be an early morning, 10 a.m. West Coast start on Fox in the early window, Niners Commanders. So you think the Niners are going to run the table. So basically you're saying if Dallas gets the win, you think the Niners are the road to the Super Bowl is going through Levi's.
If Dallas beats the Eagles, they're not losing a game, and they already beat Philly. They already beat Dallas. They got the number 1 seed locked up. They're not losing a game, Larry. So I'm very confident. But it all depends on if Dallas can beat Philly this week. And if Dallas doesn't beat Philly, I don't know if Philly's losing another game.
Number 1 weakness for the 49ers post-Eagles that you see? If you said right now, what's the biggest concern, the biggest weakness that the Niners have as a football team?
It's hard to point at a weakness after that game. They look dominating. I guess safety maybe still is the key. I know Hufanga's out, so they have the rookie Jair Brown. At some point, teams are going to try to find a way to pick on him. He's handled his business. He's really stood his ground. But I mean, the cornerbacks are good. I feel like maybe that's their only weakness is safety. Linebacker depth is amazing. The offensive line, honestly, has played so good. I was so impressed by how this offensive line played against the Philadelphia Eagles. So maybe outside of safety, still have an O-line issue because I don't know how much you can trust a guy like Colton McKivitz and, that O-line down the stretch. But they had a heck of a game against Hassan Reddick and everybody. So really, it's hard to really find a hole, Larry. They looked absolutely.
I was going to say right guard. Right guard, maybe. Were you surprised Feliciano didn't get any snaps?
Yeah, I was. I thought the plan was for him to kind of take over Burford there, but so Burford must be really working his butt off in practice because that was a spot that I was like, okay, maybe they're going to split. Maybe Feliciano's going to steal it because he played good. But shout out to Burford. He's really stepped up his game since Feliciano has been in the lineup. I think Burford was like, okay, this guy's breathing down my neck. I need to step up. He played good.